It's in my eye. Hey everyone, Kulprit Need and Shave D here. Today we are going to talk about Pusha T. Mi nombre es mi nombre. Pusha T is a Virginia rapper, part of Good Music, one half of the hip hop duo Clips, who made an impact in the late 90s, early part of the 2000s. Pusha T was not an artist that I was super familiar with. A few weeks ago, I had made a tweet about how I don't really think Pusha T is all that impressive, because the only things I've really heard from him, aside from the song with Tyler the Creator, Trouble on My Mind, which I did like, and a song called Cook It Down, which wasn't too bad, was the Wrath of Cain mixtape, and that was the only thing that I'd really heard, and I did not care for that at all, really. But after brushing up on some Pusha T history, looking at some of the stuff he did with Clips, as well as this new album, moments on this new album, I really like and respect Pusha, and I think he is one of the best lyricists out there right now. So I've come to learn Pusha T is a very good lyricist. He's very clever, lots of wordplay, lots of referencing back, sticking with themes and motifs, and he does that in every song on here. And there are some really just hard-hitting songs, like Numbers on the Board. It's just clever and fun, and he has a delivery, and like where he knows he's being clever. You can kind of hear like the little smirk on his face when he's rapping, as well as the opening track, King Push, the closing song, Snitch, with Pharrell, and the Nosetalgia track with Kendrick Lamar, which is just, wow. Best feature from Kendrick, I think, since his Dream Chasers 2 verse with Meek Mill on A1 Everything. We'll talk about it in a minute. But the other side of the coin is, being a good music artist, Kanye is going to have a hand in everything because he has to be involved in everything. So there's a lot of radio-aimed songs on here. There's a bunch of auto-tune hooks. There's a lot of dumbed-down kind of themes at times, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like, but I mean, when I want to hear hip-hop, I want to hear some underground, making a message type stuff, but you know what, even with the stuff that's more geared toward airplay and MTV and the radio stations, Pusha comes through and is very clever and has good delivery and has good theme, everything, he's a really good rapper. Like I mentioned, being a good music artist, you know, whatever you do, Kanye is going to have a hand in, because Kanye is very hands-on, wants to be involved, has to control everything. So the production, Kanye, I believe, co-produces every track. And if not every track, I think there's maybe one or two that he doesn't co-produce on here. And while I don't like Kanye as a person, I think he's a baby, let's just put it that way, nuts. He's a great beat maker. He's a sampling genius. He has a great ear for making some beats that are just different and a little bit ahead of the game. So he's involved in the production, as well as Knots, who has worked with Kanye before. One of my favorite Kanye songs, Barry Bonds, was a Knots and Kanye collab. DJ Cannon is on here. There's a producer named 88 Keys, Swiss Beats, who is a living hip-hop legend. As well as Hudson Mohawk, which is a DJ and producer from Scotland, and he has been signed to Good Music, so I've learned as well. He makes some very good productions on here. The song starts out with King Push. It's a very interesting production. There's a little bit of trap influence in the bass and some of the hi-hat play, but there's marching snares in there as well as a kind of sci-fi sounding synth, maybe a little bit of theremin influence on the synth, but it's a very cool song, and it's very good way to start the album. Pusha T comes in with some very good lines, like if it's my rain, it's my shower, and then the hook on there is simple, and it's very cool as well. You know, King Push, it's just King Push. I rap about trap. I don't sing hooks. Y'all know, if you've heard it, you know what I'm not saying. So, good song, and then it goes to Numbers on the Board, which initially I heard the Numbers on the Board beat on a Slaughterhouse freestyle, and I didn't know what that beat was, and I thought, well, that's a really simple, chinchy, crappy beat. I don't know why anyone would want that, and then once I found out it was Numbers on the Board and heard Pusha go over it, then it all made sense. That is a collaborative effort between Kanye, DJ Cannon, and a producer named 88 Keys, and that song, just clever wordplay throughout it. The beat is very quirky. I like it. It sounds like, honestly, something that me and the guys at in AGD would rap over, and it's an incredibly catchy beat too. You can't not hear the skipping bass line and the like little kind of clunky pots and pans metal pipe type percussion in it. Other hard-hitting songs on the album as well. You have that Nosetalgia track, which I talked about, which talked about just kind of coming from the bottom, stories of doing, you know, hood rap type stuff in the hood. Kendrick comes in, delivers a very powerful verse, starts it out just with a laugh, saying, "You guys want to see a dead body?" And it's Kendrick's crazy on this track. There's a lot of good wordplay from both of them. They really feed off each other well. I think it's a good. I think they're a good partnering. I think they have really good chemistry on a track together. I haven't heard them before on a track together. I don't think they've done one. So you hear Pusha kind of have some Kendrick influence, and vice versa. And it's just a great song. And there's a great sample in there. This wailing guitar. It's kind of soulful. I know there's a Boogie Down production sample in there as well at the beginning. And so that's a great song. So pretty much every other song on this mixtape has a hook on it. And you know, some of this is good and some of this not so good. Songs like Sweet Serenade, which initially I didn't want to listen to because I saw Chris Brown was featured. I didn't know if he was going to be singing or rapping or moonwalking or whatever Chris Brown does. But it's a good song. It's a solid beat. Swiss Beats and Kanye co-produced it. Chris Brown doesn't really go crazy with the singing, doesn't do too many notes, just a simple melody, but he sounds good. There's some auto-tune on his voice, and he kind of almost sounds like a speech synthesizer, like it's not actually even a person singing, like you just typing in the words for the keyboard to sing. But it's simple, it's not too obnoxious. I think it's a good beat. The video is kind of interesting, as well as songs like 40 Acres, which I really like. The Dream co-produced this, as well as he sings the hook, and right in the beginning it comes in with very beautiful, smooth, atmospheric suspended chords, as well as the Dream's very nice, more high-pitched singing, and then he harmonizes with himself on here on other layers, and it's very nice. And then it talks about just getting what you deserve, coming here, getting yours. Not backing down from doing what you want to do, and Pusha does it in a very clever way, as usual, and it's just a really good song, and I didn't expect for a song to have a sung hook to sound this nice. You just don't hear that. But then on the downside, you have some songs that have sung hooks, like the song "Let Me Love You," featuring Kelly Rowland, and initially I watched the review that Anthony Fantano did on this album as I was listening to the album myself, and he compared it to a Mace song, and I thought, why does that sound so familiar, Mace? And then I looked Mace up, and I realized, oh yeah, that's definitely a Mace song. If you don't know who Mace is, go look up "Feels So Good." You will know. And the song just sounds something like straight out of like 1998 to 2000. It reminds me at times of like the All That theme song, and Pusha sounds just like Mace, and when he doesn't sound like Mace, he sounds like Diddy on "I Don't Want to Know," that Mario Winans song that came out back in the day. And then aside from that, you have the Pain song featuring Future. We're not even going to talk about that because it features Future, so you know what to expect there. And then the other one that has the song hook is "Hold On," featuring Rick Ross. This song, I don't know what to feel about this song. This song makes me feel so many things. It's like, yeah, Pusha, good verse, solid, really makes you think, powerful. Rick Ross comes in, verse, oh man, Rose usually doesn't do this type of stuff. This is very introspective, very deep, very laid back from what Rick usually does, and it makes you think as well. But throughout the whole song, you have this auto-tune by Kanye, this that adds nothing. Here's the equivalent scenario that I can come up with for this song. You let's say you have a first date with this girl. It's a girl you've seen at a coffee shop you go to all the time, someone who works in your office, and you've wanted to ask her out forever, and you finally do, and she says yes. So you're stoked. You're on your first date. She's smart, she's funny, she seems normal, comes from a good family, and to add it, the cherry on top, she's a 10. Model, status, gorgeous. Shout out to my last girlfriend. So everything's going well, it seems like it's really good chemistry, then you finally are smooth enough to say something that makes her laugh, and she has one of those laughs that's just like, and you take all the good things, and it still doesn't override that laugh. The laugh makes it a deal breaker. That's what the autotune is like. It's like that laugh from that really hot girl. So, I mean, it just... if they would release a version without Kanye, I would really, really listen to the song a whole lot more. But a couple other songs on it. You have the song Suicide, which is an interesting beat produced by Pharrell. It sounds a little bit more like the roots of Pusha T with the clips stuff, kind of a Killer Mike, big boy feel, some southern feel to it. It sounds more underground. I like that song a lot. And then you have the song No Regrets featuring Jeezy, which, Jeezy's going downhill, I think. Pusha does a good verse. It's not too bad. But Jeezy's verse is just, and in the song I was disappointed because Pusha kind of sounds like Kanye a little bit. So overall, Pusha T, My Name Is My Name. I think it's a very good debut album. I think, unlike Doris, there are more good moments that make me overlook the few bad songs or bad verses from future artists on here. And I like this album. This album has gone into my iTunes. So Pusha T's My Name Is My Name, 3.5 out of a possible 5 name tags. So that's it for this Kulprit reviews. Pusha T, My Name Is My Name. Also probably going to do a review on the new Waka Flocka mixtape, Roaches to Rolex. Deal with it. I'm a Waka Flocka fan, I admit it. Have been pretty much since he came out. Anything else you guys want me to review, let me know. I'm going to be working on a music video for my new song Milk Duds with the guys from HED, as well as a review sometime in the next month of favorites and letdowns and middle of the road albums for me over the past year since New Year's. So I guess that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Pusha T.